What's going on, guys? Rob here, bringing you a review today on the Logitech G810 Orion Spectrum. So the Logitech G810 Orion Spectrum is a fairly new mechanical keyboard made by Logitech Gaming. Now, this sports Logitech's exclusive ultra-responsive Romer G mechanical key switches, and they're supposed to be 25% shorter actuation point than the standard mechanical switch, and it's also supposed to have a 70 million keystroke lifespan and 40% more durable mechanical keys. So I don't know if all that is 100% true or not, but I can tell you right now that this mechanical keyboard is super responsive and feels really, really nice. I've had this keyboard for about a month now, and I've been using it every day. It feels great on the fingers. It's very lightweight. The keys are very lightweight. The actuation point is very short. The keys are very, very smooth, kind of similar to Cherry Reds. However, there is a small tactile bump when you press down on the key, kind of similar to Cherry Browns. So I don't know if you've seen other reviews before, but some people will say that the Romer G key switches are kind of like a combination of Cherry Browns and Cherry Reds. And I would have to say that that is true, because it is very smooth. You do get the smoothness kind of the Cherry Reds, maybe not as smooth because there is a slight tactile bump, but that's where the Cherry Brown feel comes in. So if you're somebody that really likes to feel like they've hit a key, because you can feel the small tactile bump there, you know that you've hit a key, your brain registers, okay, I hit this key, I hit W, I hit A, I hit shift, whatever it is. If you're somebody that likes that, then this keyboard actually might be for you, especially if you like that but you also want your keyboard to be smooth, you don't want clickiness, you don't want a loud keyboard, then this keyboard might definitely be for you. I've had the Razer Black Widow before this. It's very clicky, it's very loud. I guess the clickiness you could compare to the Cherry Blues. For me personally, I don't really like the clickiness. I don't really like the loudness that the Black Widow had. I prefer the more silent switches that the Logitech has. It still has a tactile bump, but it's not clicky, and it's a lot more quiet than the Black Widow with the clickiness to it. If you're somebody that likes clickiness, whether it's for typing or gaming or whatnot, then this might not be for you. You might want to go with the Black Widow or the Cherry Blues or something like that. This keyboard, aesthetics wise, it looks amazing. It's a nice clean cut look. I know Logitech in the past, some people have bashed them because they don't like the way their keyboards look. They look childish, or they look like something crazy, but this one looks very clean, very, very nice looking. It's simple and it's clean, and it looks like a gaming keyboard, but it also looks pretty professional at the same time. Right here we have the media keys. So we have the play and pause button, we have the stop button, we have the rewind and the forward, we have a mute button here, and we have a lighting button here to shut the lights off and on. And this is a scroll wheel for volume on your computer. So the media keys, I haven't used these too much, but the scroll wheel I use all the time. It's especially useful when you're in a game and you can't alt tab out, or you're in the middle of a game or something, you just want to turn the volume down. Maybe you're listening to music at the same time, or maybe the game volume's too loud. All you have to do is just scroll this wheel up or down, and you can adjust the volume to your liking. On the back of the keyboard there's a 3-step angle adjustment, so you can adjust this keyboard to 3 different heights. This is the highest one it can go, and then that's the lowest, and then there's a middle one where it's just this little flap comes out, and I usually keep it on the middle, but it's all personal preference. As far as typing goes, or just hitting the keys while you're gaming, if you want to see how loud the keyboard is, I think it's fairly quiet and it's fairly smooth. So let's check out how the keys sound. So I think they sound fairly quiet. They're super responsive. They're very smooth. They're very light on the fingers. You know, you don't really have to put too much pressure to push down on the keyboard. I don't know why my camera keeps going out of focus, but it's kind of like messed up today. I don't know what it's doing. The tactile bump is like right there. Like the actuation point is right there. As soon as you just put slight pressure, you feel the bump. You can hit that actuation point right there. So, you know, there's no need to bottom out on this keyboard. And if you get used to not bottoming out and just kind of like pressing it to where it actually actuates and you can feel the bump, then you know you're gonna get faster with your typing and also with your gaming mechanics as well. Now I just want to show you guys a comparison of how the keys sound on the Black Widow, the Razer Black Widow. This was my old keyboard. This keyboard has a clicky sound. It's very loud. I think it's pretty much similar to the Cherry Blues. Some people like this and some people don't. Me personally, like I said, I'd rather not have the clicky sound. I'd rather it be smoother, a little quieter. So let me just go ahead and show you what the Razer sounds like, and then I'm going to show you what the Logitech sounds like in comparison. So yeah, as you guys can hear, there's a click right there. There's a clicking noise. It's not as smooth. It's a little louder. There's a click. Like I said, some people like that. I think it's preferred for typing maybe. And then the Logitech G810 sounds like this. See, there's no click. You don't hear a click. It's just you feel a bump, but you don't hear a click. It's smooth. So that's kind of like a quick comparison between the two. Like I said, me personally, I don't like the clickiness. I'd prefer it be smooth, be silent, but just that slight tactile bump. That's why I chose the G810, because I couldn't really make up my mind if I wanted cherry reds or cherry browns. And I knew cherry reds were super smooth, but they don't have that tactile bump. And I knew cherry browns maybe weren't as smooth or weren't as responsive as the reds, but they had a little tactile bump. And I kind of like having the bump because for me, it lets me know that I hit the key, you know. My brain registers like, oh, I hit a key, you know, like I know that it's good. I know I hit that actuation point. For the reds, like you're not 100% sure where the actuation point is. Maybe, you know, you'll get used to it over time, but I felt that this keyboard would be perfect for me because it's kind of a mix between the two. It's not clicky, the keys are super responsive, the keys are super smooth, but you still get that slight tactile bump. And that's because the Logitech is using the Romer G keys, which is their own technology, their own take on mechanical keys.
Alright guys, so here we have the Logitech gaming software. Right now I have my keyboard set up to red because it matches my setup, my computer, LEDs and everything. But this is where you pretty much change the color and the RGB settings for the keyboard. I don't know why my camera is so blurry, but actually you might be able to see the LED lights better with the blurriness, so I think I'm just gonna leave it. My camera's kinda like messing up today a little. So right now I just put it on a fixed setting, so that means that it's just going to be fixed to one color, and right now I have it on red, so the whole keyboard should be lighting up red, including the Logitech logo, which it is. Like I said, I don't know why my camera is so blurry, but it's going to have to do for now, but you can still see the LED colors. So now I'll change it to orange, and then yellow. So this is just how you change the colors. You just click on the color that you want, and then in the right box you click on that fixed color, that little color box on the bottom, and it changes the colors. Now the white looks kind of like a bluish hue to it, kind of looks a little light blue, so it's not 100% white, but this is supposed to be the light blue here, and then there's a dark blue, and then the purple, and then we have pink, and then black kind of just shuts the LEDs off, I guess. That's what it pretty much looks like. And then there's other effects you could do, like breathing, which you know, it's self-explanatory. It looks like the keyboard's supposed to be breathing. It lights up really bright and then it goes dim. And you can change the colors for that too, obviously. And you can change it if you want it to breathe slower or faster as well. You can change the speed. This is a stargaze effect. Kind of makes it look like there's stars twinkling in the sky. The yellow LEDs are supposed to be the twinkling stars. But you could change the colors of the sky and the colors of the stars too. Right now the sky is black and the stars are yellow, so you could change those too, as well as the speed of the twinkling as well. And then the next effect is gonna be kind of just a change in color. It pretty much goes through all the different colors, sorts through every one of them, and it's kind of self-explanatory. Goes through each different color. You could change the speed as well. And then now this is color wave, and we have it going horizontal, so it's kind of going from left to right. A wave of rainbow color. This is kind of like the standard RGB lighting, that you see on just. This is like what it comes with out of the box. So as you can see, the colors are going horizontal from left to right, and then you could change that to vertical, where it looks like it's dropping from the top down, and then also center out, which obviously from the title it says it's going from the center outwards. Then we have key press, which pretty much that's what I use. I use key press. So what it is you set the color for the keyboard, and then you could set the color for the key press. So I usually put it on red, and then I set the key press color to white. So every time that you press down on a key, the LED for that key is going to change to white. See, as I press down on J, it changed to white. Now if I keep pressing down on multiple keys, you're going to see the white LEDs appear. And then when I don't press on it anymore, and I leave it alone, it's going to go back to red. So I think that's a really cool effect. That's what I keep it on. I have, like I said, I have my keyboard on red to match my computer LED lights, and I just use the white key press just for like a small, pretty cool effect. Then if you go to the right, there are more effects. You can customize your own effects. However, the software does come with many preset effects already installed, and as you can see, this is the first preset effect. It's kind of just going through like various colors. Then this is called bleep bloop. You can't really, the camera doesn't really do it justice, but as you can see, it goes through all the different colors. Like each key is like a different color, and it's kind of just going through all of them like randomly. Then you have caterpillar, where if you can see at the top of the keyboard, there's green LEDs moving to the right, which is supposed to look like a caterpillar crawling across the keyboard, which is pretty cool. I don't even know if it goes in any kind of fixed pattern. I think it kind of just goes wherever it wants. Then the next effect is called data fall, where it kind of just looks like there's data falling from the top of the keyboard down to the bottom and filling up all the keys. Then this is explosion. It's supposed to obviously look like an explosion. As you can see on the outside, there's red, orange, yellow colors for the fire. Then this one's actually a fire, called the fire. So, as you can see again, the red, yellow, orange LEDs for the flames. And then this one's lightning, which I think is pretty cool. I don't know if the camera's gonna pick it up, but I don't know if you guys can see that right there. But it's all blue, and then it's supposed to look like a lightning strike. See, there it goes again. So a lightning strike. It's all blue, and it's supposed to look like, a lightning bolt has come from the sky and struck your keyboard. This one is like an ocean tide coming in. The brown is the sand, and then the blue is kind of like the tide, the wave coming in, filling up the sand, which is pretty cool. This one's kind of just like a bunch of. It kind of looks like almost like the center out rainbow effect. And then we have this, which kind of just goes through various different colors, blue, red, white. It's pretty cool. It's not bad. And then we have this is like a scanner. It's supposed to look like a laser, kind of just going across your keyboard, scanning your keyboard or something. This is called sign. I don't really know what it is. This is you're supposed to look like you're skipping a stone through the water, skipping a pebble or something, and it's making ripples in the water. This is like a sunrise, starting at the left side of your keyboard, and then as the sun's rising higher and higher, it's gonna take over the entire keyboard until it gets all the way to the right, which is a pretty cool effect. This kind of just looks like there's two colors, one on the left, one on the right, and they're going around the keyboard and they're eventually gonna meet in the middle. A lot of these effects I haven't used yet, so I'm kind of just seeing them for the first time myself too. And then this one kind of looks like the Hulk. It's green and purple, and the purple looks like it's moving up and it's gonna take over the whole keyboard. Then we have then if you go over here, now you could customize pretty much any game that you play. You could have a profile for it. So right now I have Overwatch customized. So pretty much what you could do is whatever keys you want highlighted, whatever you want lit up, you can light up. So right now I just made everything black, and I have no LEDs on. So let's say I want to customize for my Overwatch game. So if I want to change the WASD, let's say I want to make it red, I simply click on the color, the red color, and I click on the WASD. Then let's say I want to make Q and E blue, I do the same thing. I just click on the blue and then I click on Q and E keys. Then let's say I want to make the shift, the tab, and the spacebar purple or pink. I do the same exact thing, and you can even just leave it like that. You don't have to have any other keys lit up. You could just have the keys that you use in-game lit up, and this won't even, maybe I'll light up this Logitech logo on top, the top left, just to make it look cool, look nice. And this won't affect how the keyboard looks at all times. It'll change when you go into Overwatch or when you go into that specific game profile that you've set this up for. So I could have my keyboard all red, all blue, or like, rainbow colors or whatever. And once I go into these games, they'll change to whatever I have these presets for. So as you could see, when I was scrolling through the different profiles, I had different colors for Battlefield, different colors for, all my other games, and then now this is Overwatch. So like you could have different game profiles, have different LED presets for the keyboard. So it's pretty customizable, guys. Like you can really do a lot with this keyboard in terms of the color and the expression that you want on the keyboard and for the different types of games that you play. And then going back to the lighting mode, this is like the preset I leave it on. Like I said before, this is the key press. I leave it all red, and then I have the keys, when you press them down, they change to white. So I'm going to leave it on this for now. But when I go in game, that's when they'll change to my Overwatch profile presets, or my Battlefield 1 presets. Whatever I have selected for those profiles, that's what it's going to change to. But for now, we're going to leave it like this. And here we have key bindings, so you can customize the different keys and bind them to whatever commands that you want based on the game that you're playing. It's kind of like the same thing as the RGB lighting with the various games. You can have different game profiles and then have different key bindings for each one, and macros and things like that. So this keyboard's highly customizable. That's one of the things I really love about it too, is that besides being a great mechanical keyboard and the keys being very responsive and feeling great, I think it's also a really customizable keyboard, and it really like lets you express yourself in terms of the different colors you can do, the different effects you can use, the key binds you can add to certain keys, and the macros and everything like that. Like you could really spend a long time just messing around with the settings in here and just customizing it for each game that you play. So it's kind of crazy. I didn't even go that in depth yet with all of the keybinds and the customization options that are available. I don't know if you guys can see this, but there's a game mode button where if you click it, it disables certain keys like the window key, so that way you don't accidentally press the window key when you're in game, and it it minimizes your game and goes to your window screen, and now maybe you were in the middle of a battle or something and you lost because of that, because you accidentally hit a key. If you press that game key, it'll disable the Windows keys, and you can actually customize that to disable other keys as well.
So just a quick review, the Logitech G810 Orion Spectrum uses Logitech's Roamer G technology, not Cherry MX switches. In my opinion, they are a mix of cherry browns and cherry reds. They're very smooth, they're very responsive, but they still have a slight tactile bump. If the tactile bump is something that you're looking for, but you don't want the clickiness of like Cherry Blues or the Razer Black Widow, then you might want to go for this keyboard. That's one of the reasons I went for this keyboard, was because I wanted mechanical keys that were responsive, that were fairly silent and very smooth, but also at the same time had a slight tactile bump, so that way I knew that I was hitting that actuation point that the key was registering. And the actuation point for the Roman G's is supposed to be 25% faster. You know, I don't know if that's 100% true, but I can tell you that it is very, very responsive. And if you're not bottoming out on the keys, it will increase your response rate in video games and in typing as well. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to like, comment, and/or subscribe. It'd be greatly appreciated.